Hey guys, it's Jake Mace, the vegan athlete, here in the Tony Grows Food Spiritual Gangster GrowKale.com garden that you guys saw me feature last week on the Vegan Athlete channel here. I'm going to throw to that video in the upper corner and down below if you want to watch the full tour of this garden. But I wanted to come back here to Tony's garden and check out what's in the current December seed bank box and show you guys what we'll be planting here in this garden in December from the seed bank box. If you guys want to sign up for the seed program, you can. There's a link down below that I want you to click on in the description and comments. Click on it, go right to seed bank box and try it for a month and see if it's for you. There are amazing varieties of seeds that come right to your door every month. And if you're in Southern California, Florida, Texas, Las Vegas, Nevada, Arizona, maybe even parts of New Mexico, you can plant the box along with me. And if you're in other parts of the country, just plant the seeds when it's appropriate for your zone and your area. So Tucker, what's in the seed bank box? Tucker, what's in the box? Whoa, sorry Tucker, scared the crap out of him. Tucker, we're gonna find out. Can you go please give self-defense to the garden? Thank you very much. Bye-bye. First, let's start by reading the mission statement that is inside the current seed bank box. And as usual, we got compost right here. Compost or compost tissue paper to give us the experience. Let's open this guy up and see what the mission statement is for the month. With the holidays right around the corner, we can all expect our lives to get a little busier and our temperatures to get a little chillier. Luckily, that doesn't mean you can't harvest fresh, delicious vegetables and herbs from your garden. Whether you are lucky enough to garden outdoors in a warm winter climate or have to bring your veggies inside for the winter, gardeners will do whatever it takes to ensure their holiday meals include fresh salad greens, root veggies, and herbs. Hope that motivates you and inspires you. Okay, let's go quickly through what seed varieties are in this month's box. Then we'll lay them out and show you guys the whole collection, and I'll show you guys how I'm gonna plant them. I think for beginner gardeners especially, planting seeds is stressful because you don't know if you're killing this seed or planting it deep enough. So I'll show you guys how I'm gonna do it, and you can take that with a grain of salt and use my technique or my style in your gardens. So first we have the winter density lettuce. And this lettuce is a cross between a Bibb style and romaine style. And for those of you who are in the climates I mentioned earlier, I find that lettuce greens and leafy salad greens, they grow even when there's a frost out. I can wake up, my greens are full of frost, and they survive. Once the sun hits them, they thaw out, and you keep on growing. The next green in the box is Vit greens. And Vit might be a new name to most Americans, but this cold hardy leafy green has been loved throughout parts of Europe for generations. Also known as lamb's lettuce or mache, Vit produces small dark green leaves that have a delicious, mildly nutty flavor. One of the best parts about gardening is being able to grow things that you haven't eaten before. When that happens, you're bombarding your system with new nutrients it's never had before. And most of the people that are friends of mine, when they eat a salad out of my garden, they get high off the nutrients because their body is flooded with minerals and positive vitamins and nutrients. The next seed is common English lavender. Next we have Mizuna, red leaf mustard greens. The Mizuna is one of my favorite leafy greens to plant because it's a really easy green that seeds itself the next season. So I planted this once, and now I never have to plant it again because volunteers pop up every season by themselves. The next seed is crystal white wax onions. I love planting onions from seed or from the bulbs themselves, from the root. Next we have Yellowstone carrots. And I love planting carrots of different colors. Carrots come in a rainbow of different colors. And the Yellowstone variety is one of the most loved carrots that come in a golden yellow hue. There's more information and tips on how to plant each seed on each card of your seed bank box. The next seed we have a radish, the white icicle short top radish. And I love radishes because they grow so fast and they make beginner gardeners feel like they're successful from the get-go because they're an easy crop to grow. And last we have the roquette arugula. And arugula is one of those plants that's one of my favorites. Even though when I first began gardening it was too spicy for me, but now my palate loves arugula, that smoky taste. I add in a few arugula leaves to each salad that I eat, and it just gives that explosion of flavor. To do a salad completely of arugula, you would have to have some serious strength on the inside and the outside because it's very spicy, but add it as a garnish in your salads, each and every one you make. You get the nutrients and the intense flavor. You guys, I have the caretaker of this garden here, my friend Tony Kosowski with Tony Grows Food on Instagram.
Yes, sir.
GrowKale.com is your site.
That is, yes.
You made a beautiful garden here.
Thank you.
And you're making beautiful gardens all over town at different properties, residential and beyond.
Yeah, we really specialize in really remediating properties in a sense from the traditional landscape that is very intensive in intake but really doesn't put anything out. So we try to really shift our clients' thinking and their landscape to being more productive, useful, using permaculture techniques and natural growing methods, or some people call it organic. I think we're a little bit beyond organic.
Beyond organic.
But doing that here. And so today we are actually going to plant some lettuce.
You were good enough to have us over to plant some seed bank box seeds in your garden.
I'm really excited. So,
well, show us the ones that you're going to plant with us today on this seed bank box video, and I want to see your technique of planting the seeds.
awesome.
Because I was telling you earlier that I'm so sick of myself, honestly. I love having other gardeners who are experts here to help show my audience how they plant it.
Well, I love being with another expert because I think that when you are an expert, there's always room to grow. And they're like, as far as more information and new techniques. The clients here were actually pretty specific about the crops they wanted.
Okay.
The first year we did this, I kind of planted everything I wanted, and it wasn't as used as we might have wanted it to be. So we dialed it in, and
they want crops they're going to actually eat.
Yeah, imagine that, right?
Yeah, sure.
So what they're really big on is salads and smoothies. So if you kind of look around here, you see a lot of greens. There's spinach, there's kale, celery here, which is great in the juice. They do a lot of juicing.
A lot of edible flowers.
Edible flowers here. And that was another thing, too, is they wanted this to be presentable. So we do have a ton of flowers here, which are edible. They are beneficial attractors.
And they raise your mood.
They do. I feel good around flowers. Yeah, I love flowers. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to start with this lettuce here. And we plant lettuce every single week we're here. And that's what's called succession planting. And what that is going to do is give our harvest a little bit of a staggered approach.
Because you don't want a ton of lettuce ripe on the same day.
No, we do not.
You want it to be ripe continuously throughout the year.
Yes, and so what we're doing today, and really one thing in general that I like to talk about pretty frequently with people is a lot of times when we think about planting a seed, we want to go deep down, 2-3 inches deep, and then put the seed in and cover it up and make sure it's in there really good. That's really not necessary. Especially with something like lettuce here. And let me kind of show you what this seed looks like.
While you're opening up that, if the camera can see, there's a nice looking lettuce plant back behind this celery there, looking pretty good.
Right there, and that's might be a butter crunch or a romaine. All right, guys, so what I'm going to do here is actually plant some winter density lettuce. And I just kind of wanted to show you all the size and structure of lettuce seeds. If you're not familiar with them, they're very dainty. Okay, and lettuce seeds specifically, you really don't need to even bury them. So what I'm going to do with these guys, this is quite a few. Each one of those seeds is going to make one whole plant. So I'm going to put a few of those back.
Because the more you plant now, the more labor intensive your thinning out will be later.
Yeah, you don't want too crowded. What I've found when planting any kind of green, especially, if you put things are overlapping too much, it makes a really good place for pests to hide from our beneficial insects that are here maybe eating the pests.
Right.
So what I do with this, you guys, very simple. I'm actually going to just kind of sprinkle these on top.
You do the sprinkle method.
The sprinkle method is
I do the same method.
That's my thing, But this is going to, what's going to make it is going to make it. What doesn't. And we put maybe 50, 75, 100 seeds on there. That is not how much lettuce we need in this area, but because nature is going to take some, there's going to be birds that peck at them. There's all kinds of things here that could really be a liability to these seeds that I'm sure we'll get some lettuce out of what we planted.
You get at least 3 good plants.
I think so.
Out of those
I think we'll
20
probably
seeds
get
or 30 seeds.
quite a few more than that.
Yeah.
But another thing too, with lettuce, you can harvest it young.
Like microgreens.
Like a microgreen. Also, you can just take it off like this and kind of keep it trimmed and harvest the leaf at a time. So, I think we'll be able to manage it pretty well.
Yeah.
And that's
young.
Romaine right there. It tastes good. I think
That's
we planted that
fantastic.
last week.
That's the best romaine I've ever tasted.
Really? Amazing.
I can taste the nutrients in there.
It's really good. It was
But
very good.
do you hit it with water at the end, or what do you do?
So yeah, when we leave, before we leave, I'll actually hit it with water. If you want to if it bothers you that you're seeing the seeds and you
Show
want
us
them
what
to be
you
buried,
do.
I would just kind of shake them in, or if you were on like a garden, we have irrigation lines here, run a rake through it. Or, you know, if you wanted to as well, you could dust it with the little worm castings or compost.
Just don't bury it too deep because they're so small, the seed.
Yeah, a rule of thumb that I've always been taught and really preach is that you should only bury the seed as deep as the seed is.
As the size.
So
Same.
this seed here is thinner than paper. We don't need to put it 3 inches in the ground.
If it was a lima bean, then you would go deeper.
We would, and then I would actually cover it, and we'd go down half an inch, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Even then, that the traction and the roots are going to expand out. You're going to be a-okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I do a lot of times actually throw mulch over stuff, and I do find that makes the seeds a little bit, the plant's pretty sturdy. So if you did bury some seeds too deep, don't worry. They should pop up eventually if it's in the right time, but it's not necessary. You don't have to make these guys work so hard.
And the more you plant, the more you'll get a feel for just how the seed should be in the soil.
Yeah.
Do you want to show us how you plant the other 3? Yellowstone carrots, roquette arugula, and vit mache?
Awesome. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go over here. I've actually got a carrot bed over here.
So Tony, this raised bed looks amazing, and you have a bunch of carrots in here.
We do, and they're not quite there yet.
Not quite, but how old are these? When did you plant these seeds?
Probably like 45 days ago.
That's amazing. So like a month and a half, and you've got carrots to this stage.
Yes.
And then I usually find gardening here in town that carrots overwinter really well. And
They're
are
great.
plump and juicy, ready for the spring.
Absolutely, and they can sit in the ground for a while too, which is really nice. So if you until it gets hot and they really can't get enough water, this is a fantastic crop to grow through our spring and winter months for sure.
And I always tell my gardening audience that definitely don't plant too many because they're really hard to thin.
Yeah.
They're like tedious as hell to thin.
It's very, very intensive, and it's not something I really end up doing a lot, but there's a little carrot, you can see.
And you can totally eat those.
Absolutely. These are baby carrots that are a lot better than the ones you'd buy in the store. One thing, though, I actually did a post on this either yesterday or today, is plants need a specific amount of space to grow. And a carrot, if you crowd it, so we've got like this area right here. I'm just going to pull out this one right. This is like a whole big clump of them. Oh, we got one good one, couple good ones.
Okay.
But see all these little ones?
Yeah.
And so because it was crowded, this one's like the boss, and it says, "Hey, no way, I'm taking all this nutrients."
Yeah.
And these are all kind of wasted now. Now you can eat carrot greens, or you could compost
Juice
this.
them.
Juice them, so it's not truly wasted, but you
Or if
definitely
you have
want
a big fat rabbit, you can feed them to your rabbit.
carrots are delicious. I know a rabbit.
Tear shed from my audience who remembers Chubbs back in the day. He's passed on, but my rabbit Chubbs was so fun to feed those to. But touch on, do you know anything about the B vitamins contained in the soil on plants?
Go ahead and inform us all, Jake.
So you've been trying to toy with some vegan lifestyle a little bit. You're like trying a little bit more than vegan diet. It's good, right? So a lot of people, they claim that the vegan diet doesn't have any source of B12. So that you have to take a B12 supplement, whatever else. But a lot of vegans know that B12 is not in a vegan diet because the produce has soil that's lackluster. It's not very nutritious.
Like why there's no magnesium in anything either.
Correct. And then they
These are
overclean
really
everything.
dumb.
They overclean it. They just clean the produce so much
Oh yeah, I don't care.
that they wash all the vitamins out of there. If you just brush the dirt off the carrot and all the little cracks still have some fresh organic soil in there, not like we're eating dirt, but just not over cleaned, there's B12 inside that dirt.
And those carrots are like the sweetest carrots I've ever had, and they're very tender.
That's great.
Isn't it good?
So good.
So what I'm gonna do,
like a carrot candy.
it really is sweet. It's like incredibly.
So show us what you would do here.
So here I'm gonna be very, again, kind of nonchalant with my planting here, and I'm actually just gonna sprinkle these guys and do the kind of dusting method so that these guys might be ready in another, 30 days or whatever, and then we can kind of continue to harvest them.
So you're kind of doing successive plantings even with the carrots.
Staggering or succession planting,
Yeah.
what you want to call it. And then this is a Yellowstone carrot.
To go with these orange ones.
Yeah.
What I find too is that when you're gardening with the carrots, they go to seed really easily.
Especially at the heat.
And it's a
Absolutely.
beautiful, big, like pluming flower.
And then, beneficials love them, and then you got carrot seeds for the next year.
Forever.
So I'm just going to kind of put them in the bare spots here. And this is actually a good amount.
Perfect.
And so I'll just kind of do the same thing. And just kind of, and we'll water these in a little bit. The soil's a little dry on top.
You always tell the folks to water at the end. Did you do the same thing?
Absolutely. All right, all good. So let's walk over here. I believe I have a little bit of space.
Okay, I'll clean these off as we walk and show us what we're going to go into next.
Right on.
Tony, you got this raised bed here, but you also have this beautiful, what is this, tangerine?
This
That's
is...
about to fruit, about to ripen.
Yeah, you know, it looks like a tangerine. I cannot remember 100% what it is, to be honest.
It looks
with you.
delicious is what it looks like.
It looks really delicious.
It looks like it's a young, small tree, but it's loaded with maybe 20 fruits.
I think this might be like one of the clementines. Like, it feels like
Yeah,
that kind of...
that's my favorite tangerine.
Oh, I love them.
So good.
You know? Because they're really easy to peel, and that's nice.
Yeah, totally.
Fast food, you know?
No, that is correct.
The original fast
Why
food.
would you waste your time sitting in line in the drive-thru for some crappy whatever food
Right.
from Mick whatever, when you can just grab one of these, it's already in a package,
Yeah,
and
right?
eat it in the car on the way to your thing. Okay, so what are we going to do? What are you thinking you're going to plant in this raised bed?
So I'm actually just going to toss some arugula in here. I have some blueberries in here, which really took a beating this summer. And blueberries really aren't a
desert.
crop that you would really grow here. So you have to, our soil here is incredibly alkaline, and blueberries do not, they want an acidic soil.
Right.
So we put some acidic fertilizer in here. I've just been kind of seeing if they were going to come back on their own or not. They're not looking too great. I think I'll let them go till spring, and we'll see. But in the meantime,
I've had a lot of success in the past planting arugula against walls with low light situations. Might be perfect.
yeah, I think this will do great here. And this will kind of occupy the bed with the onions that we've got growing here. It'll be a great companion plant, and a little bit of garlic. So it'll just kind of...
Can you just show them what they look like?
Absolutely.
Do they look like the other ones, or how do they differ?
These ones are rounder. I believe these are brassica. Arugula is a brassica.
I think they're in the same family, like
broccoli. Yeah, broccoli, kale. And this stuff is like a weed. So like that rocket that we have over there, it's like this almost very similar in flavor, structure, and how it kind of presents itself. And this stuff is just going to grow like crazy. So I'm going to actually plant this all right here.
Dude,
And
let's
just
do
have
it.
like a little arugula forest.
Yeah. And the arugula flowers are delicious too when they produce those white flowers.
Yes. And so we're just going to kind of spread that there. And then we'll water that in.
And they're such a fast-growing crop that
It'll
they'll
be,
be
yeah.
ready to eat before the summer hits.
Oh God, before probably February.
Yeah.
Yeah, these
for
are
sure.
these will probably sprout by the next time I'm here next week, and then from there, I would even say just like another 30 days, and
Yeah.
they should be good to go.
Do you think maybe if we're still friends in a couple months, we can come back and see the update on these guys?
I think so. I think if we're still friends.
Okay,
yeah,
that sounds good.
definitely. We should.
So if you guys check out Tony on social media, I'll put all his links below to check him out. His website is growkale.com. If you're in the area, you do this for people. You grow gardens for people.
I do help people either educate them, or we do kind of a range of work from consultations, educations, to full-on build-outs where we really provide all the labor and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can help you grow food in Phoenix and surrounding.
Tony, we got some beautiful celery you grew right here, and these carrots will come back in the spring and see them plump, juicy, and full size.
Absolutely.
Cheers.
It's better this year. It's cooler.
I mean, it really is the case where when you buy grocery store produce, I find it really does taste like water these days.
Oh yeah.
And when you eat your garden fresh produce, especially if you grow with worm castings and rock dust minerals, it's got such an intense flavor like the good old days.
Right. I'm sure that's what our grandparents would know. That's
Yeah.
food.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for growing this food.
Thanks for coming out, man. And this is Tucker. Later, buddy.
And looking forward to coming back next few months, showing them an update of the seeds and see what they grew into.
Awesome.
Follow Tony, guys. Subscribe to this channel for the update. And I'll see you guys in January for the next Seed Bank box. Spring is coming. The Seed Bank box coming up are going to be equally packed full of incredible seeds. So check it out at the links down below.
Later, guys.